food fight, step up to the mic, calling out the food you love and you don't like. 2 plates enter, 1 wins the fight. Who's got the flavor? Food fight, decide.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the podcast. This week, Steve, what are we talking about?
Sandwich day today. We are talking about club sandwich versus the BLT. It's going to be an awkward battle because they're kind of the same, but it's the battle of these sandwiches and let's see who wins.
Indeed.
Right, you've decided to pick BLT.
I'll pick the winner.
You've picked the winner, okay. So why have you picked the winner? Tell me what you think is good about a BLT compared to a club sandwich.
I think the best thing about a BLT is it's both filling and also quite refreshing at the same time. Like particularly the lettuce and the tomato just really complement it, and that just really works. And it's not far away from being the perfect sandwich. I think it's got the right mix of like protein and carb and just fresh salad as well, and it's never overpowering. So I love the BLT. I
can't really say much bad about the BLT because the ingredient of a club is a BLT, but then you could add chicken or turkey to the sandwich, which makes a club. And with the club sandwich, you add an extra layer of bread, so it's a bit more carbs, but it brings to a more filling sandwich. Then it's not just a snack like a BLT. You can put it in as a lunch on a lunch menu. You can't just ask for like a BLT little sandwich. When you get a club sandwich, it's big, which is more filling.
I think the difference though is like, as I always find this, is like you've got the BLT tends to be like, a little bit of like mayo or sometimes it's tomato chutney. Like that tends to be like the things that are on there with it. But there's like the right ratio of them. But I always find every time I order a club sandwich, it's like a real sloppy mess of mayo with some other ingredients. Like it's just overly mayoed every time.
That means you're getting it in the wrong places.
I'm talking like including different countries. Like we went to Pompeii last year, and in Italy, and that was exactly the same as I had.
The places where club sandwiches are known and renowned.
But I'm talking like everywhere though.
The Club of Pompeii.
But like, it was the same there as it was in like Pret.
I took the kids to the park at the Ring of Bells pub, and me and Millie both chose to have a club sandwich. And then that was perfectly cooked bacon. It wasn't overcooked. It wasn't dead crispy. It was just really nice. Then we had 2 slices of lettuce, bread on top, slightly evenly laid out mayonnaise. Had some chicken on that, and on the top one was tomatoes, and it was beautiful.
What type of bread?
It was just white bread.
Oh.
We had an option. They said, "What type of bread do you want?" But with the kids, it was simple. Instead of asking for different, we just got both the same, and we couldn't complain because it was like this. We did have little sticks in it to hold it together, but once you bit into it, it wasn't falling apart. It wasn't a slip and slide. The lettuce wasn't sliding off. The tomato wasn't sliding out. The bacon was perfectly cooked, which I think is the most important bit of the sandwich for the BLT. Because if you wreck that bacon on your sandwich, you're stuck with a lettuce and tomato sandwich, which ain't a good sandwich. That is a wet sandwich.
Yeah, I agree.
But we're arguing the best sandwiches, but people like their bacon different. People like theirs like quite crispy. I don't like mine crispy at all. I like mine just in the medium, like just in the middle.
Soft.
It's soft where if you bite into it, you can just pull it away. It's not like crisp and it's crunching.
I like it when it's soft and chewy, but also the edges, especially on
charred.
The fat bit at the bottom, they're crispy and you get the best of both worlds.
Or sometimes you get that little bit of white stuff and that's got all of the flavour of the bacon and you can just touch it on.
Do you think the chicken's needed though? Is it not a bit too much?
No, I don't think it's needed, but because it's got a bottom layer of bread, a middle, it's like a Big Mac of the sandwich. You've got 3 pieces of bread. It's carbo overload, but where you've got the lettuce and bacon, you've got chicken or turkey. So chicken can come in slices of chicken or rotisserie chicken. Same with turkey. So depending on where you will get a bigger sandwich. So they might do it differently for, if you ask for a sandwich or you're on a lunch menu and you ask for a bigger sandwich, it will come with some chips and some salad and this big whopping sandwich.
You just reminded me actually about a little story that I like. This is like kind of unrelated, but like when we were in, I said we went to Pompeii. We went to Rome straight after Pompeii. This was last year, and I thought like the club sandwich because typically I do find that you tend to find like for some reason in certain countries like club sandwich tends to be more on the menu than the BLT is, even though the BLT is very popular. But anyway, we went for this sandwich, and it was in Rome. It was everybody knows it. It was if you're looking at the Spanish Steps, if you look left and you walk straight up that road, you get to right to the top of the road, and you'll come to like a square type thing. You walk straight across that, and then the train station's on the other side. So we went to the train station because that's where you get your bus passes, because like your bus and train passes like one thing in Rome, and we really wanted a little bit of food. So when we came out, we went to a little cafe near there, and I ordered a club sandwich, and it was one of the most disgusting things I've ever had. I actually threw it away. It was so bad. The guy went in, he went, "Can I have a club sandwich, please?" And he got a chicken sandwich with mayo on it, and that was pre-prepared. He got like a BLT that was pre-prepared. He took one slice off, slapped them together, then toasted that. So I had like quadruple mayonnaise on it, and then gave me it. And I know this is unfair, and I'm not saying that's a typical club sandwich, but it was so bad. I just wanted to like tell that story because it was so terrible.
But like you say, a BLT is quite popular because you can go and make that at home.
Yeah.
People tend to make that at home more than you would a club sandwich.
Much easier to make at home as well. It takes like 5 minutes.
Oh, I know. But like I say, unless that bacon's done right, that ain't a good sandwich.
Yeah, but like equally though, the bacon is easy to do right, or not easy, but it's a lot easier to do the bacon right if you fry it in the pan anyway. Like it's a bit
dripping with grease and fat.
Fried pan bacon, by the way, all day over.
Absolutely, never grill it.
Yeah,
never.
Not only not grill it, don't ever put it in the oven. Like it's awful in the oven.
I don't see it because in the oven you've got the oven slightly jarred open, and you're looking, you keep checking on, is that enough? But you can't see it properly. Where you're over the pan, you can easily flip that over and go a little bit.
It just dries. It's awful.
Yes, and I don't know how people like it.
The air fryer does exactly the same thing.
Don't have an air fryer.
Yeah, well, like if you do ever get an air fryer, don't put bacon in.
Oh no, I'm old school. Everything goes in the pan, cooks in the pan. But back to the club sandwich.
Yeah,
I've been to.
Just on my point before you go on to yours. So like when you're making the bacon's a lot easier, but the chicken actually one of those things where it's actually kind of hard to get it right because there's a small gap there between this is succulent chicken and it's quite soft and it's just done right to. Okay, now it's rubbery and overdone.
Depends what chicken you're talking about. Are you talking about rotisserie? Are you talking about pre-sliced chicken?
I'm talking about making it yourself at home because we were just talking about making it at home.
I've made one at home before. It wasn't great because it was on a whim, me making it, of sandwiches. Do you have yours triangle or just squared?
I prefer squared.
Yes.
I prefer triangle. Because I think it's easier to eat, especially when you've got like a 3 sandwich. I think the stuff falls out of it less. However, I actually prefer a baguette. I think a baguette is much better than like a traditional.
If I'm at home, I'm squared. Obviously, if I'm going to a different place, you always get triangles. But since I was 5, I don't think I've had triangles sandwiches.
I think like with on that debate, like if you pick like a sandwich up, like I'll try and describe it for anyone who's listening to it on audio. Like you pick it up and it's like a rectangle. And you're trying to hold the right-hand side and the back with your 2 fingers, a bit like holding a PlayStation pad to eat it. But with the triangles, you just hold both sides, so the stuff can't come out the back and the sides, and then you eat it. That's so much easier.
Well, I don't know what's happened with your childhood, but I know if you grab with 2 hands and a sandwich, nothing will fall out. You just eat. If you hold it near the bottom and just eat.
No, like I don't even think it matters what sandwich it is. Like
I think baguette's the worst one to eat. Because you're holding it like this, it looks very inappropriate while you're eating it. And unless you're biting it, depending on what's on it, it's coming out this end, this end, this end. And if you're loosening up.
I think the key to a baguette is, like, Subway do this really well, actually. Well, most of them do. It breaks it apart a little bit when you toast it, depending on which bread you get. You never want to slice the bread completely open. You want to cut it so there's like a tenth left, and then it'll fold perfectly, and then it'll all stay on. Whereas if you cut it a bit too much, then it'll break apart, and you get three sides. And
Well, Subway used to do that. They used to cut all the way, only a sliver near the top and all the way down. Now they cut it completely in half. Well, they keep the back bit slightly, so it's like jar, but they cut it all the way through now, because when they're overloading the sandwiches, now they've got a knife down and throwing it over, and as they're cutting it, it's all falling out in the packet. So you're like, oh, it's going to be a nightmare sandwich. Because you say, can I have lettuce? And obviously, because it's the cheapest one, they grab both hands and they're dumping it on, and then you go a little bits of chicken, which Subway's going to be in one of our battles soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I'll ask you quickly now, but what bread in Subway?
I'm different. I will either have Italian or whole wheat.
Yeah, I think, like, not only because I really like brown bread, but I think wheat's the best because it toasts the best.
But
it stays soft when toasted, but is also crisp.
But if I'm having a meatball sandwich, I've got to have the garlic, herb and cheese. That's rare though. I haven't had that in years. But if you're going big and bold, you go with that. Meatballs, extra cheese, no sauces, but a big foot long herb and cheese. But the club sandwich, if you go anywhere around the world, it's elegant. The way it comes, it's about this big, it's thick. You get equally amount of lettuce on it, finely sliced tomatoes, not the big thick chunky ones you get in the pubs, but if you get them and putting the mayonnaise, gliding it on like it's butter on each one, so everyone's
too much mayo.
No, because you've got three, so you do the bottom one, you're only a little dollop, and you're just doing it like it's butter. You're just rolling.
You're essentially like, mayonnaise should be like a condiment, like added to it. Like,
it is.
No, it's not. It then becomes like kind of the main part of the sandwich, and it overpowers everything else in.
So you got three slices of bread. You only put on three bits: the bottom one, the top one, and one load of the middle. But the juice of the tomato sinks into it. Once that chicken, I'll go with a char grilled chicken, sits on top of it. It soaks in, and it goes so well. And then your bacon is on the next level, and that's soaking up all the mayonnaise onto it. So it's not a slip and slide either. It's got that grip. And if you're in the triangles, you're still like this eating it. But if you're if you're doing a BLT, you're like this. It's like 3 bites and you're done. You're a club. You've got a good few bites to go through there. It's more filling.
It's too much. Like that extra piece of bread in the middle, right? It's nice every now and again, but it kind of depends on the sandwich. But it just makes it too soggy. If especially if you have that much mayo on it. Nah, but you don't want that third piece of bread on it.
You do. It's more like a meal. So
it's just a massive carb overload.
BLT is the backup option now. If there's a club and you're like,
no.
If you're hungry, you'll get the club. If you're not that hungry, you're like, well, I'll just take the chicken off. I'll have a BLT.
No one ever orders extra chicken. They always have extra bacon because bacon's the best.
Oh, I can say it's up there, bacon, but I've never ordered a sandwich, so I can have a BLT, extra B.
I have.
Yeah.
If I go
standing.
I'm going to keep coming back to Subway because I absolutely love Subway, but like if I'm going to Subway to get like a chicken and bacon sub, I'll always get like extra bacon. Never get extra chicken. It's too much.
But like you say, you always ask for extra bacon because bacon is the main ingredient.
Yeah, bacon's the best.
Bacon's doing 100% work of the BLT, because if you remove that, you're not wanting a lettuce and tomato butty. Lettuce is doing none of the legwork. The tomatoes doing none of the legwork. It's basically an overrated bacon butty. That's what it is.
Okay.
It's a fancy bacon butty.
But we're talking about BLT, not an LT.
Oh, I know. But what I'm saying is, when you're saying a BLT, you're saying, oh, I can't wait to get that bacon in me. Yeah. You're not like, not the lettuce, not the tomato.
It's the perfect complement to it. But what's the salad on a club sandwich? It's more than lettuce and tomato, isn't it?
It's you get one level to the bottom one is, I think, lettuce, bacon. Next one's chicken, tomato.
Right.
I don't know, actually. That's what I got it once because I looked at it and I thought it would be the same on both levels, but it's not. So they perfectly put like they either put the lettuce first and the bacon on it or the chicken on it. I think it's for the slip. These whatever slides on the lettuce, I think the chicken slides on it the most. So they put the bacon on it, then they put the bread on it, then they put the chicken, then the tomatoes on top. So there's no, so it's like an anti-slip.
Nothing ever slides in a BLT. The BLT is just perfectly good.
I beg to differ. If
No,
you're
no, I have never in my entire life ever eaten a slidey BLT from Asda, from Subway, from Spain, from America. Like never.
well, last time I had it, it teared in half. They had lettuce on the bottom, bacon in the middle, tomato on the top, and as soon as a bit into it, the wetness of the tomato was slid into two hands. I was like, I've got two sandwiches now, and they're both wet.
I don't know where you got that from, but that just sounds like poor bread.
Not just poor bread. It was like tomatoes coming straight out of water. Tomatoes. Tomatoes. Well, I can't find myself American, but yeah.
No, you like going to America, Steve. We're not there yet.
Oh, there's so much I can say of BLT, but like I say, it's a poor man's club. That's all it is. You can make one easily at home.
Okay, well, I'll bring you another argument. BLT is much, much, much better for as a breakfast or a lunch. Like if you're going for like a meal deal or something, or you go in like on holiday and you just fancy like a sandwich or something for breakfast, BLT's the one. Club's too much.
Clubs, what's that about though? It's a big sandwich. Club sandwich is the Premier League. The BLT is a Sunday League team.
Absolutely not.
It is.
Absolutely not.
Everyone, the lower leagues, they say, "Oh, we can have that. It's that easy." But the club is the Premier League. It's top tier. It is.
No, the BLT is like the best actual team. Like Barcelona from back in the day, or the Real Madrid team that won all the trophies. The club sandwich is Chelsea, right? It's just got too much in it. We're spending too much. We put too much in it, but it's not really going anywhere. Look, Chelsea spent like 2-3 billion or whatever it is, like £1 billion worth of players. And the new guy, the guy who took over the Average, can't remember his name, but it's just too much. I don't know why we love our football analogies, but we do.
Well, if you go into any fine hotel, you go into a restaurant, or you go in for lunch, and you look on there, the top 5 sandwiches, club will be on there, not BLT.
No, BLT will always be on there.
No.
Yeah.
You'll get your ham, probably your egg cress. You'll have your club.
In the UK or America, BLT will always be on there. Tends to be on there a little bit less when you're abroad, but I would argue like in the Europe, but I would argue like
I don't think it cuts the top 5. It's more like it's a runner-up sandwich for me.
You're just wrong.
But like you say,
you
rely heavily on bacon. If you take that away, it's just a lettuce tomato sandwich. Where if you take mine away, I've got a chicken salad sandwich.
Yeah. If you take any ingredient away from a sandwich, it no longer becomes that sandwich. It is a new sandwich.
I take a chicken away. I've still got the bacon.
Yeah, but we're not taking bacon away from a BLT.
I know.
It's a BLT.
But like
if
I
you
say,
took the bacon away from a BLT and sold it as a lettuce and tomato sandwich, it wouldn't be sold as a BLT. Me and you go to a restaurant and you say, "Can I have a BLT?" And I say, "Can I have a club sandwich?" They go, "Right, here we go." And you're like, "Oh, this bacon's crap. Look at it. It's snapping in half." I'm like, "Yeah, we'll remove that from the sandwich because it's not good." I can still eat my sandwich. You can't. I mean, one, I can, and two, I would never ever do that.
You will eat a lettuce and tomato sandwich. I'd be like, "This is great." This.
Well, what if it was really that bad? I'd probably think about sending it back. But if it didn't do that, and I were really hungry, I'd just eat it as was. But like, again, like I would never. What's the point in bringing that up as an argument?
What I'm saying is, if the bacon doesn't carry my sandwich, it carries your sandwich.
Okay, well, let's give this example then. We go to a restaurant. We both order a sandwich in the same restaurant, and we both think the bacon's crap, right? And then we remove the bacon from it. And we're not talking about the same debate because you're talking about a lettuce and tomato sandwich versus a chicken salad sandwich.
That's what your bacon carries it. So I'm saying there's nothing else going on about your sandwich where there is with mine. I've got the 3 tiers, and I've got. Well, I don't know what sauce. Do you have sauce on yours? Does it come with sauce on yours?
Yeah, well, typically it's made with mayonnaise, but like some places will do it with like a tomato. I think it's tomato chutney or tomato puree or something like that. One of the you get it on like I think it's the Tesco meal deal one. But, like I've had it abroad as well. It's actually quite nice.
Mm. I think mine's always been mayonnaise. I've had it once with I think it was salad cream. Not a fan, but that was in some places. But if we're talking about the best sandwiches, I do think Club will win overall compared to a BLT. Not because it's bigger, it's filling. If I'm having a BLT, I'll eat it all, and then I'm looking for snacks. It's
No,
not filling.
it doesn't need to be, and it can be, but it doesn't need to be. It's more of a like the BLT is more of like an on the go sandwich. They both are, but one of them's a bit more bloated than the other one,
I
which
don't
is
think you can run around with a club like you can a BLT.
no, but like
You like this.
no, what I'm saying is like if you're walking in like one of two scenarios, you either walking around, um, looking to go to like I don't know, maybe you're on your lunch break at work or something like that, and you want to go to Tesco get a meal deal or Asda or whatever, and you pick up a BLT, then that's a nice light sandwich that you can have like midday as you go about your day. Same if you're going on a journey on a train or something like that, or if you go into like I don't know, maybe you're on holiday and you're out, you just got out in the morning and you want like a light sandwich. You're there with the family type thing. Most people buy sandwiches because they want something light. Most people buy salads for the same reason. If I'm gonna go and get something that has chicken and bacon on it, I'm just gonna go get like a mixed grill or something with more substantial meat on it. Like I don't need that much meat on my sandwich. I want a sandwich because I want something light. If I want to get like a main meal, I'll order a main meal.
I
I
will
don't think I'd ever order a
I
club
will say
sandwich.
though, the club sandwich is more the finer upper tier sandwich. If you go into any local sandwich shops, say, like your Asda, your Tesco's, you will see a BLT, you won't see a club because I think clubs more pub, restaurant, cafe, where they specially make it. It's not like you can just put it on a baguette, can't put it on a sandwich and put it in
Yeah,
there.
because it's mostly like an afterthought. It's if you're designing a menu, you put that part of the menu on there because you want to offer a lighter option. Like it's always in the lighter option section, which is not really why you go into that place. It's just like, maybe if you go on holiday with like your wife or something like that, and she might want something like that's as filling as you're getting, or your kid. Another example, it's there for that reason, but
Yeah,
it's not a main meal. It's nowhere near a main meal.
well, you can add it to, you can make it as a main meal compared to a BLT.
Yeah, but neither one is the one that you actually want to have as your main meal.
A club is a sit down meal because it's that filling, you can't walk around with it. And with a if it's on a lunch menu, you put this crisp with it. If you had a BLT, you'd have to put chips and salad with it to make it a lunch meal. Because if you just give you two bits,
Both of them, you put chips and salad with it, they're going to make it a meal.
I think when we got ours, we didn't get chips.
Where?
What was it? The Ringer Bells. You could add it as we had it as a lunch. We got it as a sandwich, but they said, "Do you want to do it to a lunch menu where we had it with chips and salad?"
That's going to be the same if you order a BLT. It's the same. It's when you go into like a restaurant or a pub or whatever or a cafe or whatever when you're abroad. If you're gonna the sandwich menu can either come as a lunch or as a it's not specifically just the club that has it or specifically the BLT. It's just you can have a sandwich with those things.
Well, if the bacon wasn't on your sandwich wouldn't exist. Mine still has chicken or turkey to make it survive.
We don't need to talk about survival of sandwiches.
I only know it because a BLT, yeah, bacon, lettuce, tomato, but bacon does 95% of the lift on that sandwich.
Because it's one of the best foods, and two, it's the point of the sandwich. The
I
rest,
wouldn't say it's one of the best foods.
everything else on that sandwich is there to support the bacon because it's a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich, and the bacon is the main ingredient on
my
it.
sandwich should be the best thing because I have bacon as well as chicken, one of the most popular meats in the world.
Chicken.
Yeah,
It's more of a go-to staple because it's cheap.
not just cheap and it's tasty.
It's. I mean, it is, but it's like
KFC said it's finger licking good.
KFC's slightly different, but like apart from for places that aren't I'm trying to think of how I'm trying to describe this. If you go into a restaurant that's its only purpose isn't chicken, like something like KFC or I don't know why it's the only one I can think of, but like Louisiana chicken in Spain. But the whole point of what they do is chicken, so everything's chicken. But if you go into any other restaurant, chicken is like the most boring thing on the menu. Like I pretty much prefer to get like steak, burger,
Bacon.
lamb shank. Like no, I'm saying against chicken specifically. It's there as like it's boring, it's bland, it's you have to add a lot to it to make it not boring. Like a KFC is, no one would eat the KFC if you took the coating off it.
I actually take off the skin because it's so fat, and I don't eat the skin off the KFC.
What's the point in going KFC? You may as
So
well
I
just go to the
chicken.
rotisserie and ask them.
I eat the chicken.
It's exactly the same as all of the chicken.
I eat the chicken on the bone.
Again, it's the same as like.
But no, if I get a sandwich,
chicken.
if I get a burger from there, I'd eat it as is. But I don't like the skin on the meat. But if I had a rotisserie chicken there, I take the skin off.
Yeah, but then either one, you go to KFC. You go to KFC and you remove the skin. What's the point in going to KFC? Because you're just left with chicken underneath, and the chicken that's underneath is better than like the rotisserie from like Asda because it's more succulent than it is at the KFC. The difference between the two of them is the KFC coating is miles better than the rotisserie coating in Asda. But if you're going to take both of them off, what's the point in going to KFC? You're just spending way more money on chicken than you need to.
They're boss fries.
You'll never argue with KFC. You don't even eat it.
I do. I just don't like. I used to, but like I say, I don't like the skin. There's been times where
you walk into KFC then and you go, "Can I have some chicken, please? Can I have some KFC, please? Hold the Kentucky.
Can I have some KFC, please? In
Yeah.
KFC,
Yeah.
say,
Can I have some Kentucky Fried Chicken?" Which is what KFC obviously stands for. Can I please have some Kentucky Fried Chicken? Hold the Kentucky. What's the point?
I just don't like the skin. I used to, but there's been times where I've had it and the skin's been like very crispy where it's been done. So I think that's just in my head where I don't have it anymore.
I know we're going off on a tangent for everyone
Yeah.
to listen to this, but like, I want to stay on this point for a second. Do you get the gravy?
I've 100% got the gravy.
The gravy is made from the fat of the chicken cup.
I know, but
it's made.
It's not crispy though, like the skin was when I had it. I don't like it crispy. I like it soft. I like where you can just pull it off and go. Where it's not like chewy, like.
I'm struggling to understand why we're going to KFC at all. Like, if you're not going to eat
because I like the chicken. I like the chicken the way it is.
You're paying an absolute massive premium for just chicken.
I don't just buy the chicken on the bone now. I don't buy that. I buy the meals.
I want people to comment and tell me what they think of this because this is a wild story.
You can get 10 chicken strips for $6.99, then get a large gravy, then have a party. Just back and forth. That's a party right there.
Yeah, without the Kentucky part.
Well, who gets chicken strips with the skin on? You don't get skin on it. You're talking about just the main chicken on the bone.
Oh, when you get
anything else,
like
it's fine. It's
the mini fillets. When you get the mini fillets, you keep the coating on there.
Yeah, it's just the main chicken, the chicken on the bone. I've had bad experience of when I've got it. The skin on it, what they've cooked in, is being overcooked and it's too crispy. Where I'm doing it and I can go pull it off like that. It's not like software you can.
Yeah, but that's
wrap it up.
That's what happens when you've been there for a while. Or...
I know, but I've had that a couple of times where I'm just like, I don't have that.
Most fast food restaurants are better when you're like, funny enough, when you queue for them, because if you know you go,
it's fresh, then, don't you?
Yeah. So if you go into a KFC and it's empty, you know it's probably been there for a while.
Also, never go to KFC drive-through.
Yeah.
Because unless you sit there and check everything, you can go. I've got no gravy, and the gravy will ruin your meal. But anyway, the
back to the debate.
Chicken on the club. It's not just a rotisserie chicken. I don't mind a thinly sliced chicken. I don't mind very premium, thick cut chickens where it's that thick, it's got that flavour. It can have roast chicken.
Well, on that point, are you talking about like deli sliced chicken? Like packet chicken from like Asda type thing?
It could be different. It could be the very thinly sliced, where you can get 10 slices, but you can get the thick chunks of chicken.
Yeah, but like
there's I've had different ones.
The thin sliced ones are what a terrible thing to put on like a club sandwich.
It's different parts. So like if you just go to a pub not known for food, and then they say, well, these are the 3 sandwiches or 4 sandwiches we do.
If I walked into anywhere and ordered a club sandwich, and they came out with the sliced chicken, I would take the sliced chicken off. You know what we'd be left with? A BLT. Because you can't do that with bacon. All bacon is good if it's cooked properly.
You have to make sure that bacon's cooked properly then.
Yeah, well,
Otherwise you'd have a lettuce tomato sandwich.
Again, not with that point. Like you go into a restaurant, you expect everything from like a restaurant, any restaurant. If you're not cooking at home, like I put like Subway in this category, any restaurant, you expect them to cook it properly.
Right, let's go to the polls then and figure this out. Right, the polls are in, results are done. So we're looking for the results for the BLT versus the club sandwich. On Instagram, the winner was the club sandwich. On Facebook, the winner was the club sandwich. And on TikTok, the finish was a draw. So combine all the votes across the platforms. We're looking at BLT received 21% of the votes. And the almighty club sandwich was 79 of the votes. That was a hammering. That was absolute hammering.
Wow.
So the official food fight winner is the club sandwich. That makes me 3-1.
Wow, that is shocking. You're all wrong.
But I can imagine people saying the BLT is a great sandwich, but when you want a premium, you go to the club. But the people have spoken. They want the premium. Well, that's all we
need to look at yourselves.
Right, the shout out for this week, we're going for Command Flooring by our good friend David Batman. He's a flooring specialist. He does all sorts of flooring from LVT, the carpet, the subflooring preparation. He does the vinyls, everything, you name it. I've had him in my house. He's come in within 2 days. He's screeded the whole of my downstairs and fitted the LVT. I used a lovely winter oak, looks beautiful, and he's cheap, reasonable, and I can't fault him for it. And he's based in the Parbold area and he travels all throughout the Northwest. So I will be putting his link in the description down below, and all the other local ones I've shouted out so far will be in this description. So keep a lookout for it.
Yeah, commercial flooring sounds really good. Yeah, I'm going to be moving house soon myself, so I might give him a shout.
Shout out to David Bateman. Right, thank you very much. And today we've been the Food Fighters. See you again next time.
See you next week. Bye.
Oh, Food Fight, step up to the mic, calling out the food you love and you don't like. 2 plates enter, 1 wins the fight. Who's got the flavor? Food Fight, decide. Oh.